suppose I might as well just start.
So, yeah, the fantabulous, the extraordinary, the wonderful O.I. Dalton solo this week. No pressure.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. It's kind of an
you.
experiment. I did my first open mic on Sunday, and I'm retiring after this gig from the solo scene. So there we go. And I do a mixture of poetry and songs, so it might be a bit weird, might not be. See what you think. You hang your head and all seems lost, the spring long gone to endless frost. This moment in the dark you spin, breathe in the air, taste hard times grim, and know that you are mortal still, so suck it down and take your fill. All fear and doubt that are supplied between these walls will long reside, until you rise like morning sun, and move like forest rivers run, and fly like leaves blow on the breeze, on crisp cold wind past painted trees, and dance through gardens bathed with night, or splashed with eyes of candlelight. And then at last you smile, you play, those hard times gone, you seize the day, and you care not what could have been, just what is now, the truth is seen, deep in those eyes, you know you feel, you're harder now, a tempered steel, what cut you then, you now can wield, protecting scars with thicker shield, and with each swing let knowledge sing, an echo of the fight within, hard times now past, bad times turn dust, old problems all cocooned in rust. And from within those flakes a phoenix wakes, the downpours come and the cold earth shakes, yet you were strong when once were weak, a small cold stream to thunderous creek. Born from the pain and damaged trust, wrought from the wound this broken curse, reforged you step out of the cave, where you once lived with years of rage, and looking on your idols fair, with deep blue eyes and long blonde hair, but it wasn't them that saw you through, it was the unknown strength that hides in you. We'll hold the flame inside, we'll hold the fire inside, but most of the time you have to hide it all away. We'll hold the flame inside, we'll hold the fire inside, but most of the time we have to hide it all away from the ones we know possess the power to burn us in our finest hour and watch us all the ashen flowers ride the winds away. Her essence may still brand me deep, no matter what they say to keep the flames from closing round your feet. My demons are disturbed from sleep. And can my logic mind not keep this bomb confined? Emotions running wild may smash through my chest, and a shade of darkness tries to move between our eyes, and a different face now blinks and slowly looks away. Is there nothing else that I can say to make things all turn out my way? A godless man I sit and pray, behold the horseman of dismay. And later on we raised a toast to friendship, and I hurt the most, because I felt that we were close and would now drift apart. I sit across from you, not quite sure what to do. No chance to think things through, but the time is now. And can I be your friend? Not sure I can pretend. Just let me think things through. But there's nothing else that I can do, 'cause the future that's been bereft of you would cut my stapled heart in two. Wish what I hoped was true. And later on I stirred nothingness, and I wonder why it seems it all has been discussed, and now it's time to leave. La da 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 da. Oh, I guess I won't be leaving with the girl goodbye. I guess I won't be leaving with the girl goodbye. I guess I won't be leaving as my world is disappearing. I guess I won't be leaving as my world is disappearing. I guess I won't be leaving with the girl goodbye. I guess I won't be leaving with the girl goodbye. I guess I won't be leaving as my world is disappearing. I guess I won't be leaving as my world is disappearing. Goodbye. Yeah, I wrote that a few years ago. Bad times.
We definitely didn't disappear.
Fluff your obscene concept of a dream you planted in my head. You planted in my head. Yes, fluff your obscene concept of a dream you planted in my head. You planted in my head. Yes, yes, fluff your obscene concept of a dream you planted in my head, and you made it seem like I put it there myself with a conscious choice, when it was you that wanted it and it really was your voice telling me in school through computer screens, controlling my brain so it won't wipe clean. My future is here, my future will be mine. You may think that I'll fail, but I guess that's fine. You played the street time, that gold won't move. You stacked the odds in a way I can't lose you. Fed me up to be depressed and fat, and you gave me drugs and made sure of that. And as we live our lives through the legal haze, they designed to numb our brains in so many ways. Stops us from thinking the stuff we're not taught by the fluffed up system that the man has bought. So my purpose to be ruled by fear, but 9 to 5 and throw my brain through beer. No better than a drone that's controlled and steered, conditioned for so long. And you think that I'm weird, like I was molded from birth, constructed for a job to replace my common sense with the concept of a garden. Walk around in a zombie mode, buying what I should, doing what I'm told. So I learned to be happy in the way that I should, and money is the answer 'cause it's clean and good. You told the younger me that it's what I crave, and if I told a lie the streets would be paved. With gold I would be free, with gold I would be fine, and what you really wanted was for me to be blind and not notice what was really going on. As I became more stupid, you became more strong, and as you found it out from your lofty tower, the root of all evil and your path to power. Could you see me then in your crystal ball? Could you see your castle burning? Could you see your fall? And when you wrote the book about how it would be, how the banks grip the balls of society with a steel resolve and a loaded gun, could you predict it would end? Could you see I come? You paved the streets and that gold won't move. You stacked the odds in a way I can't lose you. Led me up to be depressed and fat, and created drugs to make sure of that. And as we live our lives through the legal haze, they designed to numb our brains in so many ways. Stopped us from thinking the stuff we're not taught by the fluffed up system that the man has bought.
Hey!
That was a bit of an angry one. Down with the system! The darkness calls tonight, and so I out into the garden go, where feelings ebb and slowly flow into the nightscape, pulse and blow. Growing with the midnight trees, I feel connected and at ease. a subtle sense that all is one, and the cold wind sings its lonely song. Bit of a choice now. I've got kind of another upbeat kind of rappy one, or I've got kind of a new one that I've been working on, just kind of less sort of.
Yeah,
What do people fancy?
The new one.
Both?
Both.
Oh no.
New one.
New one.
Come on, this is democracy.
Is this emptiness that greets my eyes just shallow stuff and empty lies? Vacant words on shifting sands, they flicker, twitch, and then disband. They drag me in and wrap me up. I'm drinking from the virtual cup, as suddenly I wave goodbye, transported to the other side. We endlessly embrace the grey and bathe in sorrow every day. We face the corner of the room, encased within this sterile tomb. The unblinking eyes of statues stare, without compassion, love or care. Reach through the screen and touch the face, embrace this real time and place. Emotionless, they're cold and staring. These aren't the faces of the caring. It isn't the person's face at all. It's a digital map in a black hole. We trick ourselves that this is real and tell ourselves what we should feel. We sit and think that all this is okay, but we sit around and waste our day. Detached decay, and people float and drift away. The blue light flickers from the screen, disrupts the rhythm of my dreams. The warmth of contact cast aside, the avatar's no place to hide. The pixel wings slowly unfurl, escape the chaos of this world. Yeah, that was a new one.
Good.
Fly on the back of a mother hubbard wyvern, ride on the back of a saddleless steed, search through the caves for the lair of the dragon, haggle with the minstrel for enchanted weed, fall in love with a beautiful maiden, rescue her from the warlord's grasp, dine on a platter of pixie mushrooms, kick the evil wizard's ass. Lie on your back in the fairy kingdom, and from the rivers of the sparkling wine, stare at the clouds as they swirl on the mountains. Now you really know it's time. Now you really know it's time to leave it all behind. We've had such fun, but how I long. 2, 3, 4. Fly on the back of a mother hubbard wyvern, ride on the back of a saddleless steed, search through the caves for the lair of the dragon, haggle with the minstrel for enchanted weed, fall in love with a beautiful maiden, rescue her from the warlord's grasp, dine on a platter of pixie mushrooms, kick the evil wizard's ass. Lie on your back in the fairy kingdom, drink from the rivers of the sparkling wine, Stare at the clouds as they swirl on the mountains. Now you really know it's time. Now you really know it's time to leave it all behind. We've had such fun, but how long? When I was into Tenacious D, I was kind of inspired by them, those guys. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. You know those people who just, they're just not nice people? Well, this is about that kind of person. They call her Erin Brockovich, Queen of Emancipation, but she won't name the company as it'll affect her compensation. She said she did it by herself, her and the Unilord. But what about the group of friends who helped her round the clock? Well, her boyfriend did most of the work, but you won't hear his name mentioned. They only ended last year though, because she doesn't want a situation. Now she's burning bridges with another group of friends. When will she just get some help, and when will this shit end? Yes, you earned your court case 2 out of 12 at any rate. Some people might think that you're okay, but we all know you're fake. And yes, you play the victim in an unjust, unfair world. But what about the warning that the police have had to serve to stop you harassing your ex and sending him with books in an attempt to convince him ironically that all his friends are nuts and he's in real danger from a scheming psychopath? And if people knew who you meant, they'd roll around and laugh. They call her Erin Brockovich, Queen of Emancipation, but she won't name the company as it'll affect her compensation. She said she did it by herself, her and the Unilord. But what about the group of friends who helped around the clock? I suggest you do the test yourself, as reflection's very common. That you don't want to face the past, so the now's also a problem. And now that you're an idol, fighting for what's fair, appearing on This Morning with really bad hair. Yes, you caught it. Oh no, sorry. There's a last minute censor of a word that's thrown me. Trying to censor it, you see. Keep going on, come on, bring it back. See if we can do this here. I suggest you do the test yourself, as reflection's very common. But you don't want to face the past, as now's also a problem. And now that you're an idol, fighting for what's fair, appearing on This Morning with really bad hair. Some people may perceive this song as getting urban justice, but all the above will tell you facts. I'll testify to this, that you've been claiming benefits for blah, 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 and that will be fair enough and we'd all understand. And I'm sure the JS car, and the signing on is fine, but at least for you, life is hard. And perhaps they will, because it's been said they're not that keen on fraud. But I guess that you're not sweating much, because you're above the law. They call her Erin Brockovich, Queen of Emancipation, but she won't name the company as it'll affect her compensation. She said she did it by herself, her and the Unilord. But what about the group of friends who helped around the clock? Anytime your sense of self-worth means that all the world's your stage. Now you're a public figure with your self-made Facebook page, and everybody who knows you thinks that this is wrong. And now that you're a VIP, I thought you earned this song. We were suckered in by your glibness and your charm, and brought your cookie stories both with anger and alarm. But now we see the real face, the one behind the mask, and being one of your so-called friends, the ruling thankless task. And this is for your new crew who may think you walk on air, who think you're sweet and charming and that yes, you really care. And let this be a warning that unless you change your ways, there'll be a fresh group of people you'll just have to estrange. They call her Erin Brockovich, Queen of Emancipation, but she won't name the company as it'll affect her compensation. She said she did it by herself, her and the Unilord. But what about the group of friends who helped around the clock? Oh, I worked too hard for for a bearded bard, and the beard on the bard is a visual guard to behind the beard and the tangled mind, like the hairs on the beard of a bard like me. And we dance in the night, in the moonlit night, and the moon shines light on the moonlit side of a bard with a beard in the light of the moon, the moonlit beard of a bard, moonlit beard of a bard, the moonlit beard of a bard, moonlit beard of a bard, the moonlit beard of a bard. Oh, I got too hard for a bearded bard, and the beard on the bard is a visual guard to behind the beard and the tangled mind of the hairs on the beard of a bard like me. We dance in the night, in the moonlit night, and the moon shines light on the moonlit side of a bard with a beard in the light of the moon, and the moonlit beard of a bard, moonlit beard of a bard, the moonlit beard of a bard, moonlit beard of a bard, the moonlit beard of a bard. Oh, I rock too hard for a bearded bard, and the beard on the bard is a visual guard to behind the beard and the tangled mind, like the hairs on a beard of a bard like me. I dance in the night, in the moonlit night, and the moon shines light on the moonlit side of a bard with a beard in the light of the moon, the moonlit beard of a bard. I rock too hard for a bearded bard, and the beard on the bard is a visual guard to behind the beard and the tangled mind, the hairs on a beard of a bard like me. Dance in the night, in the moonlit night, and the moon shines light on the moonlit side of a bard with a beard in the light of the moon, the moonlit beard of a bard. Boom. That's it. Thank you guys.
Musician. It's the unique idol. Would we like some more if he's got any more in him? And should he give up his kind of solo career? What do you think? So
Yes, the first notice.
give us another one.
Whoa! A lot later.
See, your agent.
I remember those days, those lazy days, when the sun set in 1,000 ways, and the arms of tomorrow were always open wide. And I gave you my heart right from the start, on a bed of poppies, so that when we're apart, well, I would think of you. And I would think that you would think about me, and you would think that I was thinking about you, and we both think the thoughts that lovers do. I guess you need to be careful what you give away these days, don't give it all. I guess you need to be careful what you give away these days, don't give it all. I guess you need to be careful what you give away these days, don't give it all. Hang on with tooth and nail to what is yours, and let the darkness run its course. Confine your thoughts between these walls, don't let them tear your brain apart, cause there's a sickness, and it lives on the inside, resides behind the eyes, all intertwined with lovers' lies. So put a shackle on those thoughts and screw those punks against the doors. Let the buggers do their worst, cause there's a sickness. Where did your mind go, my love? While I slept, did you travel to places where things are impossible? Issues and tears, heartbreaking tissues, questions, problems, crying, I miss you. Loneliness, cold, and scared of the dark. You ran from the devil and you swam with the sharks. And even though I'm here, I'm real, I'm talking. You fled from the light, your brain flagged the warning. So hopeless, so different that this cannot be. The two catch swallows parted by sea. The moment you paused and the doubt flooded in. A story was told before we begin. Improvise something. I remember. I don't remember. I remember we lay in a lovesick haze, and the fever burned for days and days, and the promise of fulfillment was never far away. And I gave you my heart right from the start, on a bed of poppies, so that when we're apart, well, I would think of you. And I would think that you were thinking about me, and you would think that I was thinking about you, and we both think the thoughts that lovers do. I guess you need to be careful what you give away these days, don't give it all. I guess you need to be careful what you give away these days, don't give it all. I guess you need to be careful what you give away these days, don't give it all. Hang on me tooth and nail to what is yours, and let the darkness fill its course. Confine your thoughts between these walls, don't let them tear your brain apart. Cause there's a sickness, and it lives on deep inside. It resides behind the eyes, all intertwined with lovers' lies. So put a shackle on those thoughts and screw those plants against the doors. Let the buggers do their worst, cause there's a sickness.
Watching at home, probably a good time to make a cup of tea. Just we'll have a little pause, but there'll be some fantastic stuff to follow. Stay tuned. Wine, you're a genius. Thank you. Yeah, chat amongst yourselves.